You're watching News.Markets. Over the past 3 months, the FTSE 350 Pharma and Biotech Index is down around 9%, significantly underperforming the wider market. The slump in the US was even more pronounced. So has the valuation bubble burst, or is this a blip? Neil Pearson is here from Hybridan, which just published its quarterly life sciences review. Thanks for coming in.
Pleasure.
Have we seen the bubble burst?
No, we haven't. I think it's quite easy to call the bubble's been burst after so much excitement in the sector really over the past year. I think the political cloud over the sector has certainly caused a bit of a slump.
So what do you mean the political cloud?
Well, as I said, there's perhaps a bit of a bubble, but the pin that burst the bubble perhaps came in the form of Hillary Clinton, who really waged a bit of a price war on big pharma, really around the buy and raise model that many farmers have been doing for years, taking on old drugs, rejuvenating the bit and raising the price 50 times. Hillary Clinton came on Twitter and said, I think a pensioner couldn't afford a cancer drug and life-saving illness. And I think people lose the logic because drug discovery is hugely expensive and they're priced accordingly.
That's the market in the States. I know that it's a smaller market in the UK and it's playing catch-up, but financial investment in UK biotech has been at record levels, hasn't it, in the last couple of years?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a record-breaking year for biotech investment last year, and VC's actually raising money off the back of it. That's actually causing a bit of political uncertainty with the spending review, politicians saying, you've raised all this money, you don't need us anymore. So that's a huge cause for concern as well.
But the picture is different for the UK compared to the States?
I think it's very different. I mean, we've always talked about valuation. I think the political impact on companies is hugely different. One of the companies that Hillary Clinton was going at is actually looking at spinning off one of their divisions. That's hugely worrying, looking at their impact. And as I said, I think the political impact on companies in the UK is less so because there's still deals being done in the space in the UK. So
let's start with the big players. I mean, the likes of Gilead. I mean, what's your outlook for them?
Gilead, Biogen, I mean, these are companies that have, I think, come off a little bit, but it was more Turing and Valzent, which were really coming under a lot of concern regarding their pricing pressures. And it's really the companies that are looking at old drugs and rejuvenating, which are going to really feel the burn. Companies that are looking at new drugs, orphan drugs that the FDA are looking to fast track, I don't think the pricing pressure is going to affect them as much.
But it's the AIM stocks that you're quite excited about. Tell me about a couple that are on your radar.
Yeah, well, one of them is Venn Life Sciences. That's a clinical research organisation. It's looking to take advantage of the huge amounts of money that biotech companies have raised. They're looking to outsource their clinical trials to a company such as Venn, so they would conduct their clinical trials across a spectrum, from a preclinical company to perhaps a later stage company. So this is a revenue generating play within the life sciences space. One not on AIM, Canadian one, Bellis Health, that's looking at rare diseases, orphan drug in a rare kidney condition called AA amyloidosis. That's sensibly valued, about 40 million Canadian dollars, and currently in phase 3 confirmatory. So touch wood, hopefully we'll get the green light next year.
What would you be steering clear of? Are there any particular stocks or parts of the sector that you're going to just take a step back from right now? Yeah,
I think one of the subsectors that's I think going to be affected from the pricing pressure is Alzheimer's. It's been around for a long time. It's been a bit of a graveyard, but some of the drugs in that space need to be rejuvenated. Some of these things fail not because the drug doesn't work, because the trial wasn't actually handled properly. So I think a few farmers are going to be reluctant to pick up some of those old drugs. Other ones are companies that put all their eggs in one basket, very binary plays, one product plays, that if that goes down, then it's not going to yield very good returns from investors. We were looking for a very diversified product portfolio when we were looking at companies.
So diversified portfolios, not one-trick ponies, and you'd be cautious about a company that specialises particularly in Alzheimer's, but otherwise lots of opportunity in life sciences.
Absolutely, still lots to play for.
Neil, thanks ever so much for coming in.
Pleasure.